Welcome to Conversations with HJM. I'm Lisa Harris-Jones.
And I'm Barry Glassman.
And today we have Delegate Jessica Feldmark from District 12A in Howard County. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me.
So you just announced that you're going to be running for county executive in Howard County. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I am running for county executive because I love Howard County. I have almost 30 years of experience serving this community, and bringing that experience to the role of county executive is the best way for me to continue to serve Howard County. Howard County is a great place to live, and we have our work cut out for us. We can't take that for granted. We're reaching a critical point where we need to really work hard and intentionally to keep it a great place and make it even better. And with everything that's happening at the federal level, the chaos and cruelty coming out of the Trump administration, we really need to stand up for our neighbors and our shared values and work hard to make sure that Howard County continues to be an inclusive community where everyone can thrive.
Tell us a little bit more about your public service over the past 30 years.
Sure. So I've served in a variety of nonprofit and government roles, sort of most prominently my county government experience. I served in county government for 16 years before I decided to step out from behind the scenes and run for office myself. I served as chief of staff to the county executive and as county council administrator. So I have experience with both the executive and legislative branches, really got to know county government very well. Then I decided to run for office myself and have been serving as a state delegate for the last 7 years.
So we all love Annapolis, but you probably discovered what I did, that local government is kind of closer to home. It's where the rubber meets the road, and you can get so much more done, I think. Yeah. Is that kind of your feeling?
Absolutely, absolutely. In the state legislature, I've had a wonderful experience. I enjoy the work I do and working with the constituents I serve. But so many of the issues that really impact day-to-day quality of life are shaped at the local level. Issues like education funding, housing affordability, economic development, job growth, community planning and revitalization, issues that really impact day-to-day life and are critical to our communities, are shaped at the local level. And those are issues I'm excited to work on, and I know that working together we can make a real difference.
So what is your vision for Howard County?
My vision for Howard County is a community that works for everyone, with strong, fully funded schools so every parent can feel great about the school their kid attends and every child has the chance to prepare for success. With safe neighborhoods where people can afford to live, the growing economy and good paying jobs. These are, aspirational, but also attainable. So one of my favorite Jim Rouse quotes is, "What ought to be can be with the will to make it so." And I believe that wholeheartedly, and I think it's really a call to action for Howard County to be the best community we can.
Yeah, those are some great visions. As you enter your last session here during this term, can you reflect back on some of your biggest accomplishments at the state level and what you want to wrap up with?
Sure. So, I've served 7 years now as a state delegate, and the constituents that I serve as Howard County residents, the priorities that they care about, that they're concerned for their family and their communities, are really the same, whether they're issues we work on from the state side or the local side. And top among them is education, right? And as a member of the Ways and Means Committee, I have worked hard and made a primary focus of mine working on education and making sure that every child in Maryland has access to a world-class education. Another big constituent concern is childcare. It is a major piece of the affordability crisis we're facing, and lack of childcare is a major hurdle, not only for individual families, but for our economy as it limits workforce participation. So I'm proud that I've been able to sponsor and pass legislation to increase access to childcare. Another important priority is mental health. It's one where needs are continuing to grow. And I've worked on legislation and been able to pass legislation to dedicate resources for mental health support services, for behavioral health crisis response, making sure that we're not overloading our emergency rooms or relying on law enforcement when a healthcare response is more appropriate. And all of these issues, really require state and county resources working together. That's true, I think, of most issues our communities face. And that's where I think my state experience will really be a positive, beneficial background to bring that experience to the county executive's office.
And it's also always helpful when you go back for school funding, roads, and you're able to go back to colleagues when you
Absolutely.
represent your county. They'll know you down there, and you can build on your relationships that you already have to help get your vision accomplished.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What are the biggest issues facing Howard County?
Well, I think I've touched on a number of them, right? Education, childcare, housing affordability, public safety, mental
Same
health.
issues that are affecting
So
the state as a whole, basically.
Pretty much,
Yeah.
and I think one of the big overarching issues, this is affecting the state also and certainly impacting the county, is the local impact of changes we're seeing at the federal level, right? For Howard County residents who are or may have until very recently been federal employees or in positions that were federally funded, for county residents who may be depending on or about to lose critical assistance in Medicaid or SNAP benefits, for our immigrant communities, including individuals who are here legally but living in fear, and our businesses who are struggling with some of the economic policies. These are challenges not just for our county residents and businesses, but also for the county because they impact our budget. Right? On the tax-based side and in terms of growing demand for support services. So we've got our work cut out for us. These are, as you mentioned, these are not challenges that are unique to Howard County, but I think what makes Howard County special is how we face those challenges and how we work together to craft solutions.
So you've said a lot. What else would you like our viewers to know about you, your candidacy, why you're running? This is your moment. What would you like to share?
Sure. Well, my career has really been built on service. From, my first job out of college was serving in AmeriCorps. And that experience really opened my eyes to a lot of needs in the nonprofit community. And then I ended up transitioning into government work, but it's always been about serving my community. And that's what this next run is about also. And, I pride myself on being accessible to my constituents. And so I'm happy, always happy to have a conversation and always happy to hear from folks who want to discuss their concerns and their community.
Well, we wish you much success with your candidacy, and you got a big session ahead of you, so I wouldn't want to be in your shoes with everything that's going on a federal level, but you're up to it.
We do have our work cut out for us, but I do believe that working together, we will work through it.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us with Conversations with HJM.